Hey guys, what's up? It's KraDeNine here with a MapleStory video, obviously. And MapleStory has recently gone through a revamp patch, mainly for Cannoneers and Dual Blades. And many Cannoneers and Dual Blades are singing in hurrah that their class finally got revamped after all these months that Red has been around. So, I want to underline more of the bigger things, to say the least, but aren't really commented on too much. So, I want to underline the good and the bad of each thing with my opinion. So, I want you guys to also give me your opinion as I go along. So, I want to point out something good. Because you want to start with good stuff, right? So, the good thing is, our character stats have changed. It's no longer that big screen that took your entire screen over with your equipment inventory, your item inventory, your character stats, and you were just like, oh, such a big portion of my screen is gone. You know, I personally never complained, and I know that you were able to only open the character stats, but it was quite a big screen for not that much of useful information. So that's why I like now that it's a smaller screen, it gets to the point of what you need, you know, your HP, your MP, and you have your detail stats and all that. The only weird thing is that, you know, it just feels too small now. Personally, I don't care. It's kind of nice to have this small screen. And, you know, I know a lot of people are going to appreciate this more than the older one, because it did cause lag for some players. Now that the screen is smaller, it consumes less time, and it won't lag you. Like, for example, if you ever opened up your quest inventory, which I will do right now, you see that there's a small spike of lag right now. And that bothered a lot of people when they opened up their character stats. So this is a good thing for a lot of those players. So, next thing I want to get into that I don't like too much is these two. The skill inventory and the item inventory. So let me tell you guys why. Yeah, it's really cool to have the old item inventory back and the old skill inventory back. You know, nostalgia, right? My concern is, now it just feels cramped. It doesn't feel good, for lack of a better term. Before, all your skills were displayed in one window, right? Now you have to scroll down. Now this isn't a big issue, it's obviously just a little bit of a gripe, but I got used to the other one quite fast. I think it was a lot better in terms of it being bigger for the skill inventory. Now some people might argue and say you like this more, and obviously to each their own opinion. I don't hate this, and I don't mind using it, but it's just something I got used to pretty fast. Also, can I get my link skills to be separated again? I don't like clicking link skill manager and only getting like Elven Blessing afterwards. Nexon, I know you're listening. Maybe? No? Okay. So, besides that, you know, don't know if you're interested in that. Mount stayed the same, so you don't have to worry about that. And your character info stayed the same too, not much change there. So, besides skill inventory, item inventory also went back. Now, what might bother most players is this Maple Points thing. It's kind of worthless in my opinion. I mean, it's nice to see that you have Maple Points, but out of the 3 NX options, that's probably the least of your concerns. You're probably going to be focusing on either your credit NX or your prepaid NX. You're not going to be focusing on Maple Points. Granted, there are those players who wait for Nexon to give you Maple Points, that's an option, but I wish they were giving you an option to select which one you want to see. Personally, I don't care for Maple Points, it's just there for me. And, you know, your enhancements and all that stuff, that's still at the bottom. It used to only show up if you were an alchemist because, you know, you needed these 3. But now it doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess it would show up if you had, like, one of those pot items, but that's a pot item. And, you know, the inventory is cramped now. I mean, I don't mind it. It looks, you know, I like it. I'm gonna get used to it. But, I mean, it's like, when something new happens and you get used to it, getting the older version back kind of feels like a downgrade to some degree. But, you know, a lot of players complained about it, and Nexon was like, give them back the older inventory. And, you know, they did. They listened to the players. Do I mind? Not as much as I did yesterday. I got used to it again pretty fast, but it's just something that I wish I had the option to. Let me just make sure there is no option for that, just to make sure. Not that I can see of. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if we were given the option, but, that does not seem to be the case. Key items, I doubt it's gonna be here. Okay, yeah. Just quickly make sure. Settings, joypad, key. Yeah, it's not gonna be here. So, I mean, if you did not like this older version, you know, you're probably gonna be sticking with this. Personally, I hate this item inventory because I see all the X's and it makes me sad. But, you know, I guess it depends on which one you want to use. You know, I'm gonna be sticking with this one. Again, it's not gonna bother me, but it's just there, and I wish we had the option to get the older one back. So, besides those two, what am I not sure about? It would be the equipment inventory. I don't hate the new design. It feels very big bangy, for lack of a better word. Like, it's more cleaned up. It looks more modern MMO-ish. But it's just weird not seeing my character. I mean, yes, obviously he's right here. But you know, when he was on the screen, which I can't even show you guys now, like this picture would be over here. It just feels weird not seeing that anymore. And again, it's not something I hate, it's not something I dislike, it's not something that irks me to no degree. It looks cleaner, it looks nicer, but it's just weird to me. You know, rings used to be over here, they used to be spread around. Now they're all on one side, which is kind of cool. There's also a change, I believe. I can't find it now, sadly. I believe one of these were called something else, but I guess they changed it. But anyways, my randomness aside, you know, I can't complain. It looks nice. It's still separated into cash shop item and all that. I personally do like the separation in cash shop items. Just because, you know, you don't want to de-equip everything, and now you have a separation, so you could just de-equip your equipment, or you could de-equip your cash shop items without having more room used up. And your pet is obviously still different, and same thing for your Android, which is over here for me. I don't think there's too much else to say. So those were the main user interface changes, and I'm okay with it. I don't hate it, but I'm not exactly thrilled about it either. So give me your opinion, guys. A lot of you are older players, so what do you think of this new user interface revamp, even though it's just an older revamp, where we're getting our older stuff back now? Personally, I don't mind it, like I said, but as I said again for the 5th time, I'm not a big fan of it. So that's why I'm curious about your opinions. If you're an older player, comment on it. If you're a newer player who got used to the older inventory system, which is now the older one, I'm not talking about this one, the one before this one. If you got used to that one, what do you think of this new older one? I don't even know how to explain it. Like, the older one is the new one, but the new one is the older one. Like, what the hell? But yeah, give me your opinion on this item inventory, this skill inventory, which is kind of cool. Sorry, this skill inventory, which is the older one, this character stats screen, which I know a lot of people are going to like because of the lag stuff, and your equipment inventory. So, give me your opinion on those things, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.